hadn't done a walk around in a long time. So, dragging the old camera out. And this is my star, Jasmine. And it's two different varieties. I think one is a Confederate and one is the star. I think the star is the little yellow one in the back. And then I think the one in the front is a Confederate. And it's a little whiter flower and slightly different. But anyway, that is the bench swings. Fire pit. And forgive the weeds. We have been so wet here that it's all I can do to keep up with things. And through the archway, whoops, which is in the sun, this is all a Russian lady vine. And it's got white flowers and it cascades up over the roof of my son's shed. And this is my son's yard, by the way. I gave up my property in Deer Park, which was 11.5 acres, because my kids didn't want me being so far away by myself. So I've had to take on this project instead to keep me busy. But I've got heather and potentilla and pyrrhus and daisies and red lilies and red hollyhocks, lots of phlox, lots of hostas. And I just redid the steps and I cleaned all of the pine seeds off. And it's like, yeah, doesn't look like it. Did all this brickwork this year. And as you can see, I've got penstemon and lots of bees that are having lunch or an early dinner. Lots of daylilies that are just passing by. A rock rose, my giant California lilac. That's just one of two. I've got a hawthorn tree and I don't know what's wrong with it, but it's not doing well. It's lost its blossoms and there's actually a hummingbird on there. I don't know if I can pick him up or not. He's kind of hiding behind the leaf there. Don't want to spook him. He's got his tongue sticking out. Oh, there he goes. Oh, he's fighting with another one. Anyway. Oh, and it looks like I've got to start up my waterfall again. Every once in a while, the water in the waterfall decides that it's not going to run very well and I have to squirt my filter with a hose. But anyway, there's the pond. So I shall have to fix that because the birds will get very annoyed with me. Actually, you know what it is? I think the dog's been up there again and I think the hose has come out of the hole, because I can still hear it and see it trickling. So, it's just that the dog's been up there. And as I turn here, this is a lavatera. And it is huge this year. The rain has just turned it into a monster. And my phlox. And there's phlox over on the other side of that pathway, but it hasn't come out yet. There's also a couple of hydrangeas. And here's one of my hostas that's blooming. And I've got to speed it up or this will never go on the computer and on the internet. 2 cement chairs that I sit in. This is where I get all my hummingbird pictures from and my chickadee pictures. I sit right here in the chairs. And I've got wild sage in there and some Russian sage. Camellia. A huge rambling rose, which I have to attack every fall and every spring. Cut it down to size. And my roses are just about past, so I'm going to start trimming them. And yes, I trim things when you're not supposed to. And it doesn't seem to matter. We're in a mild enough climate here. And this is a fountain that I built for my son. He likes the fish. And I'm going to do part 2 because this is getting quite long.